We are live from Salem, Oregon, as the tag teams ready to do some more damage on Chao in 2019. So here's the host for Week 21's Tag Team Exciting Action, Brandon Shannons. Hi, Salem, Oregon. Ready for some tag team excitement? I'm sure I'm willing to get this one started, Paul. Hello, dear fans at home. Welcome to Chao 2019 Week 21's action, live from Salem, Oregon. Right now, let's see what Paul has to say about the playoff rankings, and then we'll get to our first race of the day. Paul? So, with a win last week, Donald Reddings has reached the 20-win plateau, and he now has a 2-win lead for the number 1 seed over Casey Richardson. Luke Green now has possession of first seed from Raymond Hill, while Ricky Nelson joins the hunt of the 8 superstars that come on at number 7. So let's see how this one falls for all 48 superstars. Back to you, Brandon. Alright, Paul, this month's tag team action promises to bring excitement and joy to all of our fans and staff for the Chao Universe, and I'm ready to get things one underway. Then let's get to it then, as the opening race will feature the Go-Getters 2.0 squad. That's Rusty Jackington along with his partner Ricky Nelson as they battle with Buster the Jabbo and Thomas Winglader. So let's see if Ricky Nelson and Rusty instantly Bank Jackington can beat out Buster the Jabbo and Thomas Winglader for this race. It's on to the Emerald, of course we go, and here we go, please start the race! Alright, let's see how this week one folds for our 24 tag teams here in the men's division portion of the Chao Universe, as the fans of Salem, Oregon are in a standing ovation cheering on all the favorite tag teams in the hunt to reach the 2020 tag team playoffs and hopefully have a shot to bring home a tag team championship title. Right now, all 4 of these superstars for this best race are going to make their way towards Richards after eating food. And it looks like number 8, who is dancing to the beat, will get the first speed bus of Week 21's action here in Salem, Oregon this week. Right now, it is number 1 who is getting left behind for number 7 and 8. And number 1 is Lord West, just as he was supposed to hit the water. And Buster the Jabbo will take speed bus number 2, and he flies over the bridges for a little bit. But guess who took a shortcut at the top of the hill? It's Ricky Nelson, one half of the Go-Getters 2.0 squad. The Go-Getters 2.0 squad now have a commanding lead, thanks to Ricky Nelson's epic flying ability on the top of the hill. Good job so far by that team, as next PS will be made by number 7, who desperately needs to catch a every now and then. Right now, we are approaching the 1-minute mark at this pace. Buster the Jabbo trying his best to hold off Rusty Jackington for second place, but I am pretty sure Rusty Jackington is chewing on his partner Ricky Nelson, who has a dominating effort over Buster the Jabbo. And down goes Buster the Jabbo for the count. That's what costs him his damage. Who got the next speed bus? It's number 8. That makes his second speed bus in the race. And right now, number 2 is getting left behind on the competition. And so is number 1. They both really need some help from the crowd, and I mean right now. But it's number 1 who will get the next command PS, and right now, back up in front, Ricky Nelson has his race all at the waist, gentlemen. He is on the home stretch, and he has no opponents to worry about. He is going to lift the Go-Getters 2.0 towards an easy victory. Next PS belongs to number 8. That makes his first speed bus in the race. Ricky Nelson trying to wrap things up. He is going to do it easily over Buster the Jabbo and his partner Rusty Jackington, who are fighting for second place still. As number 1 takes his second speed bus, the Go-Getters 2.0 squad win the first race of Week 21, with Ricky Nelson coming in first place. And Rusty Jackington is going to congratulate him momentarily when he gets to the finish line when found with the other superstars. As Thomas Winglader will get the next command. Yes, he can say farewell to the 06 Chao, but he will have to settle for another loss. Well, there's always next time for Thomas Winglader. And right now, number 2 really needed to get a speed bus before his race is over. I knew when he was going to get that chance before we end the race. Yeah, number 2 got the last speed bus. So with that dominating affair, Ricky Nelson leads the Go-Getters 2.0 squad with Rusty Jackington over Buster the Jabbo and Thomas Winglader. Congratulations, Go-Go's 2.0. Yep, congratulations indeed. Back to race number 2 after this announcement. Stay tuned. Okay, Paul. How about this next one? It will feature Joshua Samore and Zach Olson against the steel-cutted Aaron Miller and the ChaoEmperor Eric Crosby for race number 2. So, we'll see how this matchup will unfold for these two superstars coming by next season. Everyone is on the clock, and lots of a Chao race! Here we go. And Joshua Samore is going to wrestle along with number 2. That means Aaron Miller and Eric Crosby will have a 2-on-1 advantage over Zach Olson for the moment, but Zach Olson is surely the fastest swimmer of the 48-man superstars for this time of the season. Right now, Zach Olson and the other two are going to eat the food, and it looks like Aaron Miller and Eric Crosby are going to have the upper hand for the moment. But watch out for Zach Olson's equivalent swimming ability real soon. And it looks like Eric Crosby and Aaron Miller are both heading for the water. As the first superstar to get speed first is Zach Olson. He's also heading for the water, so he should be off and running real quickly. And right now, number 7 pauses for 1. That means he'll be left behind from Joshua Samore and number 2. Right now, Joshua Samore is trying desperately to catch up to number 2 over at the bridges. As he will have speed burst number 2. And he got all over that one. Right now, he's trying to cheer on Zach Olson, trying hopefully to make it to the 2020 Chao Racing Tag Team Playoffs this season. And right now, number 7 and number 2 are both getting behind the competition. As number 2 will have the next command. Yes, we are approaching the 1-minute mark as Zach Olson fights with Eric Crosby, the Chao Outlaw, as they make their way towards the sapphire portion of the Emerald Course. Who will prevail in the only one? We'll soon know as we head back into number 2. And the one of the Silver Chao is 20 from 1, and another Silver Chao is positive from 1. So now number 2 will have the privilege to have the lead over the 4th Silver Chao with 4 points ahead of Joshua Samore. Joshua Samore trying to catch up to number 2, but he is chewing on Zach Olson, the fastest swimmer in the league. And who got the next command speeders? It's number 7. He is way behind the competition. Good speed bus right now, but he's still bailing in last place. And look at this. Eric Crosby went to rest just before he touched the wall. So Zach Olson only has to deal with Aaron Miller for the moment. And he's going to rest. That means Aaron Miller will have command on the lead. As number 8 will on the next command. Yes, he currently leads numbers 1 and 7 into the dust. Numbers 1 and 7 are going to be busy climbing up the wall. So now I'm not going to have any help at all. Next PS belongs to number 2. That makes his second speed bump of the race. He can say sayonara to Yosu Chao. Zach Olson has caught Aaron Miller in a hurry, and he is off and running. As number 7 takes his second speed bump, Zach Olson is going to get the victory with his incredible swimming ability. Zach Olson holds on steel cutting Aaron Miller to a Joshua Samore for the victory. As his partner, Joshua Samore takes his second speed bump. He is going to be happy with the result. They now improve to 4 and 3 this month. Number 1 and number 8 have no hope for surviving whatsoever. I don't think we'll have time for another speeders. This is probably going to be it. Yep, this race is over. Well done, Zach Olson, on leading Joshua Samore for the victory. Yes, Paul, I applaud Zach Olson for all his support. Looks like he might be able to come back next season. Coming up, we got more song action for you, but first I'll look at this. Well, that's 2 races down. Who do we have next, Paul? Race number 3 will feature the defending third place finalists, Raymond Hill and Michael Creighton, against the classic go-getters, the next generation superstar Antonio Bennett and Chris Schneider. And right now, here's a look at the lineup. Raymond Hill and Michael Creighton are trying desperately to erase the memory of last month's tough loss in that main event. Will they be back with 40? We're about to find out right now. Let's rock this place! Alright, there those next 2 teams busting down the line. Antonio Bennett off to a good start, and so is Raymond Hill up in the front. And it looks like Michael Creighton is going to rest. Yep, so that means he'll be left behind in the competition for a while. The other three superstars had shook the palm trees and now they're going to eat the fruit. And it looks like Antonio Bennett is dancing to the... So it's Raymond Hill versus Chris Schneider up in the front. Raymond and Chris are making their way towards the bridges right now. And it looks like they'll both be heading for the water. Who is going to prevail at the water when they get near the finish line? And who is going to get the next command speeders? The first speeders on the race, it's number 7. Just as he was going to rest. And now number 8 is going to rest. So he will join Michael Clayton at number 1 for Giant. And so is number 2. He's also going to rest. So it's a 4-way showdown for T-Life all the way in the back, at the back. As Speedbus number 2 in this place, was made by Michael Clayton. And I think Antonio Bennett's fans are pleased with the result. Antonio Bennett with that shortcut ability now gains a huge lead for the Classic Go-Getters, hoping to come back next season for ChaoEmperor 2020. As we head back into Michael Clayton, as we pass the 1 minute mark, Kurt sitting in 4th place, and right now a couple of Chao are getting left behind in the competition in the back still, with number 8 really left behind on the from numbers 1 and 2, and number 2 pauses, number 1 pauses for 1. As the next speed is made by number 8, and he got man, that one good speed bus right now. And right now, Antonio Bennett's going to rest. He is supposed to top the wall. Meanwhile, Raymond Hill is trying his best to defend 2nd place over Chris Schneider, but it will be a miracle to catch up to Raymond to quit Antonio Bennett in a hurry. Will it be enough? We'll find out soon enough. Next spear belongs to number 2, who's trying to be number 1 in us. The next generation superstar, Antonio Bennett, is safely in the lead. Chris Schneider is going to rest. And right now, Antonio Bennett is at home stretch trying to wrap things up. As number 1, well, the next class, because looks like Raymond Hill might need a miracle to catch up in this one, but there's always another week from Raymond Hill. Looks like the class of Go-Getters are going to settle for another easy victory over Raymond Hill and Michael Clayton. As number 2 takes his 2nd speed bus of the race, and Michael Clayton's going to rest again. It looks like Antonio Bennett is going to easily hold on Raymond Hill to let the class of Go-Getters for the victory. They are now sitting at 5 and 2. Good chance we'll see him next season for ChaoEmperor 2020. And who is going to get the next command speeders? It's number 1. That makes his 2nd speed bus of the race. And look at that. He managed to pass number 7 for T-Life all the way back. So number 7 will now drop to last place. And Chris Schneider will get the next command speeders, and that's going to do it. Raymond Hill will have himself for 2nd. And Chris Schneider, who's going to congratulate Antonio Bennett at the finish line, will come in 3rd place. Well done by the Classic Go-Getters. Was that a exciting race for them, huh, Brandon? Right, I knew the Classic Go-Getters might be good contenders. That's all for the very best next month. Back in a bit, do not go away. And now, time for race number 4. It will feature the defending runners-up, Alvin Jr. and Chris Managos, taking on Danny Frazier and Ryan Christian. And there's a look at the lineup for this next race. Everyone here at San Juan again is on their feet, ready for the manager's on to send those superstars on the way. And they're off. Alright, so let's see who will win this one. They both have a disappointing record at only 1 win and 5 losses throughout the entire season so far, heading into this month's action. But I know one of these 2 tag teams should deserve to get a victory up on the board, at least to call themselves winners for once. By now it looks like Ryan Christian is going to have command of the lead up in the front. And who is going to get the first speed bus as he heads for the water? It's number 7 who gets it. And wow, he got all about that one. Now he is approaching the water, and number 1 will join him momentarily. And here comes number 1 joining number 7 over at the water. They are swimming to the other side of the water. Number 7 got the first speed bus for this race. As the superstar to get speed bus number 2 is Chris Managos, trying to catch up with the yellow free Chao and Harry. Wow, he got all about that one too. Good speed bus by Chris Managos. And right now number 2 is getting left behind in the competition. all the way in the back. As the next speeders were made by Danny Frazier, who is catching up to number 7 for 4th place in the hurry. Currently, it is Ryan Christian who is defending the lead over Alvin Jr. and Chris Managos. They are making their way towards the south final portion of the course. We are approaching 110 right now, and this competition is really good. And down goes Alvin Chris Managos as Danny Frazier gets back-to-back speeders. Core number 2, meanwhile, is getting left behind in the competition all the way in the back. I think he needs some help right away, but back to Danny Frazier. That's 3 speeders in a row for Danny Frazier in the current one. He is catching up to his partner, Ryan Christian, and Chris Managos. Alvin Jr. also joining them in the front. And number 7, who leads on the 4th Chao, takes the next command speeders. Point number 2 really needs some speeders before he swallows, but I'm afraid he is going to hit the wall first. So no help for number 2 for a very long time. Next speeders belongs to Danny Frazier. That makes his 4th speeders for the race, and I think, yeah, he now has command of the lead, passing his partner Ryan Christian. His team is going to celebrate the victory over Alvin Jr. and Chris Managos this month, as number 2 finally gets a chance to stay alive in the game with next viewers. Danny Frazier and Ryan Christian beat out Alvin Jr. and Chris Managos to win this one. That was an exciting race to remember for Danny Frazier and Ryan Christian. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, Paul. We'll soon know if they will win again next time, and we'll find out who will win the next exciting race of Week 21's action after we find out a word from this. Alright, now that we're back from our commercial break, let's get to it for race number 5. Race number 5 will feature the Luck of the Irish, Steve Wingman and Brandon Lancharte against the 2017 Rising Stars champion Shane Flanagan and Norman Feiner, who is one of the best swimmers of the league so far for the 2019 season. Take a look at the lineup real quickly before we send them down to the field. And the players are at the starting gate, ready for one exciting race. So here we go. Best of luck to these 2 teams, and please start the race. So, Norman Feiner is trying to pay off his swimming ability. He has an S-rank on his swimming ability during the summer camp, but will he have enough wins to make it towards the playoffs? We'll find out soon enough. Right now he is trying to help out Shane, finding out beat out the Luck of the Irish and Hurry. Right now in the 4 Chao going to eat the food. And it looks like Norman Feiner is going to have the upper hand. The other 3 Chao are dancing to the beat. So Norman Feiner is going to lead for his team all the way in the front. Number 7 and 2 will have control of 2nd and 3rd place. And it will be Shane Flanagan who win the Ewing toss for this race. And it looks like Ram Lancharte is heading for the water, yep. And right now number 1 is also heading for the water, Kurt Morin. And who will get speed race number 2 in this race? It's Alvin Lancharte from the Luck of the Irish. Currently catching up to his partner, Steve Wingman, but I think someone took a shortcut if number 7 doesn't drop during the left corner. Yep, I do believe number 7 has took a shortcut. And Alvin Lancharte taunts for 1. Yep, number 7 took a shortcut. As Shane Flanagan, 2017 Rising Stars champion, takes the next command. Yes, number 7 has indeed took a shortcut, and now he dominates over the 8 Chao, especially to the 4 Chao up in the very front. As number 1 will get the next command. Yes, and Shane Flanagan is quarterback. That means we'll join number 1 for the right. Point number 2, meanwhile, is the real deal, who is getting left behind from the other Chao and Shane Flanagan. I think he needs a couple of speed runs to get back in this one, but let's head back to number 1. He can say sayonara to number 8 and Shane Flanagan for 5th place. And right now, Ramon Shante is safely in the lead for the best position. As Shane Flanagan will get another turn. That makes his second speed bus in the race. And right now, number 7 trying to wrap things up easily. Went a little too far, but he will still have a dominating lead up in the front. Next PS belongs to number 2, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then all the way back. Right now, Ramon Shante trying to wrap things up in second place over his partner Steve Wingman and Norman Finer. Norman Finer trying his best to catch up with Yassin Henry, and Ramon Shante is at the home stretch. As Norman Finer will get the next command because number 1 comes in first place, and here comes Norman Finer, quickly making a rally in the only one. He is going to lift his team towards an easy victory. As Steve Wingman won the next command because Norman Finer lifts Shane Flanagan towards the victory over the Lucky Allen. So in second place, they get the job done and they get the victory. Number 1 can just forget about this race. As number 8, who will lead number 1 in the dust, will close out the speed bus for the race. Alright, so with a second place performance behind number 7, Norman Finer takes on victory with Shane Flanagan. That's right, we won the win for the best position, and in second place, Norman Finer got the job done. Lots more fun after this announcement. And to complete the first half on the men's mission races, we have our defending champions ready to go at the starting gate. That's right, and for race number 6, our defending champions, Donald Reddings and Luke Green, are taking on the Miller Traders, Alvin and Heden Miller. So this race will decide if they will have enough pride and wisdom and spirit to improve the sterling in their impressive 2020 Road to Repeat campaign. Good luck to these two teams on the quest for victory. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a Chao race! It's been a pride for our defending champions to be 6-0 in last month's tag team action, and they're going to make it 7-0 if they win this one tonight over the Miller Traders. And right now, Luke Green is going to eat the fruit, and there we go, especially down the line, he's quickly making his way to his bridges. Donald Reddings and the other 2 Chao are also eating the fruit, and it looks like Dave Miller is dancing to the beat. That means Donald Reddings will have control of second place. Hal Miller will have a little bit of catching up to do for third place. Donald Reddings and Hal Miller are battling for second place to come win, and they're just going to stick with the bridges. Who is going to get the first speed runs for race number 6 of Week 21's men's mission? Donald Reddings will get the chance with the first speed runs on this race, trying to cheer on Luke Green, and in fact, Luke Green is flying over the bridges and quickly making his speed to remove his incredible running ability. Good dominating effort by Luke Green so far in this race. As the superstar to get speed bus number 2 is number 7. And right now, it looks like Donald Reddings is safely in second place ahead of Dave Miller. He is cheering on Luke Green with his incredible speed ability with style. As Hal Miller, who really need a lot of catching up every now and then, takes the next command because, and right now number 2 taunts for more, so he will join number 1 all the way in the back. We have passed the 1 minute mark of this race. Numbers 1 and 2 are getting left behind in the competition in the back. Number 8 seems like he also really needs help, and I mean now. But who really got the next command speed bus? It's number 7. That makes his second speed bus in the race, and he leads over the 4-2 Chao with 4th place ahead of Hal Miller. Meanwhile, Luke Green has a commanding lead over his partner Donald Reddings to come one. He is climbing up the wall trying to maintain a huge lead over Dave Miller and Miller Traders, and he has reached the top of the wall. I think they're going to win this one easily. Next PS belongs to number 8. He's trying to lead numbers 1 and 2 at us. Poor number 1 and poor number 2 are still left behind from number 8. I think it's time that one of them should get the next command PS to get back in this one. But it's Dave Miller who wakes up his nap with next command PS. He only had 1 win for the entire 2019 season. Looks like he'll have to settle for another loss, because Luke Green is going to live 1 win away from another number 1 seed in the playoffs this month. As Hal Miller takes next PS try to stay alive, Luke Green will start ranks to 7-0 in our 2020 Road to VP campaign. So now they move 1 win away from clinching a second straight number 1 seed in the 2020 Tag Team Playoffs. And we have just enough time for 1 more speed bus on this race, and we may by number 2. He can kiss number 1 goodbye all the way in back. Alright, so it's 7-0 for Donald Riggs and Luke Green this week. That's right, will they make it 8-0 next month? We'll soon know. Back for the second half of Week 21's action after this. Do not go away. Alright, we have seen 6 races so far this week. We got 6 more to go, Paul. And the start of the second half, we have the 2018 Tag Team Champions with us, Vince Stacey and Glenn Murray, and they'll be taking on Joe Rathway, last year's individual runner-up, and the great Louis Charleston. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock, and let's rock this place! The 4 Chao in this next race are off and running, especially to Louis Charleston, who is trying desperately to get back in the playoff hunt after being knocked out last week for the moment. Right now he's trying to redeem himself back into the playoff hunt this week in the tag team format. And it looks like Vince Stacey and Glenn Murray are going to have a 2-on-1 advantage over Joe Rathway for the moment. Right now it looks like Glenn Murray is going to be heading for the water. Will be enough effort for him to keep the lead? We'll find out soon enough. As the first superstar to get speed bus is his partner, Vince Stacey. Not that much that time, but I'm pretty sure they're having the lead to come on, or so to say. Right on number 8 getting left by, he's heading for the water, and look at who took a shortcut! I do believe it's the great Louis Charleston who took a shortcut. I saw it from the camera. As number 2 takes BS number 2 in this race, the great Louis Charleston has took a shortcut after dancing to beat early on and back in the boundaries. Now he's trying desperately to get back in the playoff hunt so that he can reach the 2020 playoffs at the end of the season. As number 7, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then, takes the next BS. He is way behind competition from number 8. Right now though, as we pass the 1 minute mark, guess who really needs to catching up every now and then? It's number 1, that's who. But the next speed bus is going to be made by Vince Stacey. That makes his second speed bus of the race. And right now, Louis Charleston has a commanding lead over Glenn Murray. He is climbing up to the top of the wall. And there he is. He has reached the top of the wall. And he is going to ask for a win. That's what I'm saying. As number 1 finally gets some help from the crowd. But I think he needs a lot more help than that if he wants to stick up to his game. Right now, Glenn Murray might need a miracle if he wants to catch up to Louis Charleston. Will it be enough effort to make the miracle come back from Louis Charleston? We'll find out soon enough. Back to number 1. Now catching up to Joe Rathway and a couple Silver Chao in the back. And right now, Louis Charleston is at the home stretch, still with a huge lead ahead of Glenn Murray. I do believe he's going to get the job done this week. As Vince Stacey gets another turn, that makes his first speed buzz of the race. But Louis Charleston is going to be the big winner with Joe Rathway this month. There you have it. Louis Charleston beats out Glenn Murray with Joe Rathway towards the victory. And this time Vince Stacey goes for consecutive. That makes his 4th speed buzz of the race. But he will have to settle for a loss. And right now, number 1 is going to try and get snitched here. And look at this! Number 1 passes all 3 of Silver Chao, and now he has command on the lead over the 4 Silver Chao. I knew he would make a miracle comeback. Well done by number 1. As Vince Stacey is better to close this one out with 3 consecutive speeds. That brings a total of 5 speed busts for Vince Stacey for this race. But Louis Charleston made this race look nice and easy for Joe Rathway. I agree with you, Paul, and we'll have more exciting action after this, so stay tuned for more. And now, Paul, how about we simply up race number 8, my friend? I sure will, Brandon. It'll feature Ralph Dennis and Peter Falls against Jimmy Wales and Rory Monroe. I can't believe Ralph and Peter actually got the victory from last month's tag team action. That was a very good race, indeed, a most memorable one, and desperate to get wins on the board. Let's see if they can make this month's race a winner as well. Good luck to the next 2 teams on the quest for victory. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a Chao race! So who will prevail? We'll find out soon enough as the 2 teams make their way towards the palm trees, and they're going to bring down that coconut-shaped fruit. Yes, folks, no matter where we are here in the ChaoEmperor universe, anything can happen. And that's the motto we always stick with the ChaoEmperor universe every season. Anything can happen in the ChaoEmperor universe, indeed. And it looks like Larry Monroe will have control of the lead up in the front. And as he heads for the water, it is Jimmy Wales, his partner, who is trying to catch him in hurry, who will get the first speed buzz on this race. And by now he is going to be heading for the water, along with numbers 1 and 7. They are trying desperately to catch up with the young members of the crowd, young members of this race. And who will get speed buzz number 2 in this race? It's Alvin Dennis. He was impressive during last month's tag team race, but he might need a miracle if he wants to catch up to his partner Peter Falls. His partner Peter Falls currently leads over Larry Monroe as they make their way towards the Sapphire portion of the course. And Jimmy Wales will get a second speed buzz, now catching up to Larry Monroe, who just went to rest. And right now, number 8 is getting left behind in the competition in the back. We have passed the 1 minute mark as he will have the next command of the speed bus. And he decided to pause for a point. Larry Monroe trying to catch up to Peter Falls and Alvin Dennis. Peter Falls trying desperately to defend the lead, with Alvin Dennis guarding second place along with Peter Falls. And right now it is Jimmy Wales who will get another turn. That makes his first speed bus in the race. For number 8, meanwhile, is getting all alone in last place. He really needs help from the speed bus if he wants to get back in this one for sure. But it's number 2 who's trying to lead over the force of a Chao with the next command speed. And it looks like Peter Falls and Ralph Dennis are going to rest, which means Larry Monroe will now have control of the lead up in the front. Now he will have to push to defend the lead over Ralph Dennis and Peter Falls after they went to rest. Will he hold on for the victory? We'll find out soon enough. Next piece belongs to number 7, and he can kiss the Yellowstone Chao goodbye because they're all going to rest. And right now it looks like Larry Monroe will have to push to defend the lead over Peter Falls and homestretch as number 1 on the next command speed. And right now Peter Falls might not have enough distance to catch up to Larry Monroe during the homestretch. Larry Monroe is going to hold on Peter Falls for the victory this month. And now you have it. Larry Monroe with Jimmy Wales towards victory over Ralph Dennis and Peter Falls. Well done by Jimmy and Larry for this race as number 2 on the next command speed. And I believe number 8 it does. So with that win, Jimmy Wales and Larry Monroe can call themselves winners this month. Right, but let's see how they will fare in next month's race. Congratulations to Jimmy and Larry on winning this month's race. And when more exciting action after this, so stay tuned for more excitement and fun. Alright, Paul, there's still a couple more races we have to get through before we get to our main event. So why don't you tell us about race number 9? Thank you, Bennett. Race number 9 will feature Eddie and Owen of the Warriors Brothers battling with Trevor Hoffer and Owen Cheston. So which team will come on top in Week 21's Tag Team Action? There's only one way to find out. Best luck to the 2 teams, and please start the race! And it looks like number 2 is going to rest. And so is number 8. So these 2 Chao will be right behind the competition. And by now Eddie Warriors is going to rest, so he will also be left behind in the competition for a while. Right now, Trevor Hoffer and Owen Cheston will have a 2-on-1 advantage over Owen Warriors. These 3 Chao are going to eat the fruit, and it looks like Owen Cheston is dancing to the lead. That means it's going to be Trevor Hoffer versus Owen Warriors up in the very front. So these 2 Chao will have command of battling for the lead up in the front. And it looks like both of these Chao are going to be heading for the water. As the first superstar to get speed bus is Eddie Warriors. Now catching a little bit after forcing to go to rest. And guess who's already getting left behind in the competition? It's number 2. He doesn't want to be left behind in the competition for dear life. As Eddie Warriors on the Warriors Brothers opens this one up with back-to-back speed bus. There's a little bit of flying ability for Eddie Warriors himself. And right now his partner Owen is trying his best to defend the lead over Trevor Hoffer as they make their way towards the Sapphire portion of the course. As Owen Cheston will have the next command speed, trying to battle with number 8 and number 7 for 6th place. And right now it is number 2, who is still left behind on the competition on the way in the back. No sense of catching up at all for number 2. We have passed the 1 minute mark in this race. As the next appearance we made by number 1. He tossed one more, but now he leads over the force to a Chao 5th place. Meanwhile, Owen Moore is trying his best to prevent Trevor Hoffa from making a pass and getting another chance at getting up there, doing off on a board this week. He's doing pretty well, right? And Owen Justin will get another turn. That makes it his second speed buzz of the race. And now guess who else is getting left behind in the competition? It's number 7. Now he's getting left behind in the competition, but it's Eddie Williams who will get his first speed buzz of the race. And right now, Owen Williams and Trevor Hoffa are both going west. That means Owen Justin will have come in on the lead. Eddie Williams will have the privilege to battle with Trevor Hoffa and Owen Williams for second place in the Cup 1. And Owen Justin, just as he was going to mess, keeps on going with the next command PS. But I think Owen Williams might have a shot at making the pass, and he will be, just barely. So now Owen Williams will come in on the lead for the second time in this race. Now he's trying to defend the lead for the second time for Owen Justin. I do believe he's going to want for a victory this time. As number 1 says farewell to the Elizabeth Chao in the next command PS, it looks like Owen Williams is going to hold off Owen Justin and Trevor Hoffa to lead the Williams Buzz towards midway. The playoff run is still alive for the 2020 playoffs this week. And number 1 gets back-to-back US, and we take a look at point number 7, getting left behind still along with number 2 as the race comes to a close. Alright, so the Williams Buzz now improved to 5-2. That's why we might as well see this team next season back in the mid to not go anywhere. Alright, moving right along to race number 10 of Week 21's Men's Division action. It will feature our other undefeated teams still in contention, the Police Joey, Rusty Williamson, and Casey Richardson. This afternoon, they'll do crime against Charlie Clayton and Alex Markinson. Let's see if they can stay undefeated for one more month. Here we go, let's rock this place! Alright then. The fans are cheering on the Police Joey, Casey Richardson, trying to equal with Donald Reigns and Luke Green for the best record of the 24 tag teams of the Cup 1. Casey has eaten the fruit, and he is gone, ladies and gentlemen. The other 3 Chao are going to eat the fruit momentarily. And who is going to have control of second place? It looks like Alex Markinson will have control of second place. Rusty Williamson not too far behind number 2 at the Cup 1. And number 8, who just scored a rest, wins the winning toss for this race. Right now, he will lead number 7 in the dust, who is dancing to the beat back in the bond race. So number 8 got the first speed buzz for race number 10 of this race. As the superstar to get speed buzz number 2 is the crime buster policeman, Rusty Williamson. He is chewing on Casey Richardson. He is using all his incredible speed and wisdom to make it quickly towards the top of the hill. And now he's approaching the Sapphire portion of the young course. As the next speedless win made by number 7, who is trying to catch up to Rusty Williamson and a couple still at Chao in the back. Right now, Charlie Clayton and Alex Markinson are sitting in a respective second and third place spots in the Cup 1. They are both trying to catch up to Casey Richardson in a hurry. And it looks like Alex Markinson pauses for more, and we have passed the 1 minute mark in this race. And who will get the next command speeders? It's number 1, Natsu, battling with number 2 for T-Light all the way back. And look at this. Casey Richardson is stopping to go to sleep, but now he is awake again, and he is climbing up the wall. And it will be number 2 who will get a turn out. Try that's way to catch up. Charlie Clayton and Alex Markinson better hurry up. They need all their help and their fans so that they can stay alive in the game. I don't think they'll have a chance to catch up with Casey Richardson. Next Pierce belongs to number 1. Try to take the lead over the front force of the Chao at 4th place. Number 7 and 8 are battling for a D-line behind Rusty Williamson and numbers 1 and 2. These 5 Chao are climbing up the wall in the current moment. They're trying their best to catch up with the other 3 Chao up in the front, and it looks like Wesley Williamson and 1/3 Chao is going to rest. As ChaoEmperor will have the next command, yes. But I think Casey Richardson is going to lead Wesley Williamson to another amazing victory tonight. They're going to stay undefeated for 1 more month. As number 2, 16 second speed bus. The Police Joey stay undefeated at 7-0. They beat ChaoEmperor and Alex Markinson. Well done by these 2 teams. Looks like ChaoEmperor will have to come in second place. Alex Markinson will take third. As number 1, well, the next command SBS, he leads Wesley Williamson at number 8 in the dust. Well, Wesley Williamson is going to congratulate Casey Richardson on another job well done. Number 8 has no hope for surviving whatsoever. It will be appropriate if he would get 1 more speed bus before the race is over, but Wesley Williamson does not care. He gets the last speed bus for this race. They get to celebrate 7-0 in the win-loss record this month. Yeah, that's right, Brandon. The Police Joey are still undefeated. Back in the bed, do not go away. Alright, Paulo, we have just 2 more races left for the men's division play. That's fine. The next race will feature Connor John and OJ Upton, and together they'll be battling with Andrew Wilson and Marvin Sanderson for race number 11. And then Corey Sarchester and JJ Nehemiah will be taking on Garrett Dayton and Ethan Kingsley in the main event. So with that being said, it's back to the reports as we continue Week 21's action here in Salem, Oregon. Good luck to the next 2 teams, and please start the race! Alright, so while the main event participants finish the warm-up for the big race this week, these 2 teams in this race look to do some more damage up on the track in hopes of coming back next season or hopefully reach the playoffs at the end of the year. But they're all winners when they do on Chao racing each and every season. Right now the 4 Chao are going to eat the food, and it looks like Marvin Sanderson is going to have come in and lead, followed by Connor Hohen and Anna Wilson. They are catching up to Marvin Sanderson in a hurry, and it looks like Marvin Sanderson is heading for the water. As number 8, we'll see what he talks about this race, and that was a good speed race right there, strong speed race. Well done by number 8, and right now number 7 is in last place, and number 2 is Warrest. And number 8 positive point. Now race number 7 will have a little bit of catching up to do, as speed race number 2 in this race will be made by Andrew Wilson. Trying to catch up with the bridges. Marvin Sanderson has the lead over Connor Hohen. They are making their way towards the top of the hill, and when they touch the flags, they will move on to the southside portion of the course, as the next BS was made by OJ Upton. His full name is OJ Upton, but we call it OJ Upton for short. Right now, numbers 1, 2, and 8 are all getting left behind competition, especially to number 8, as we pass the 1-minute mark in this race. And it looks like number 8 will have the next command of the speed bus. Meanwhile, Marvin Sanderson is trying his best to defend the lead over Connor Hohen. Connor Hohen is starting to feel the groove in the competition. He is trying his best to stop Marvin Sanderson from getting the win, alright. And who will get the next speed bus? It's number 1. Now catching up to Andrew Wilson at number 7. That will be point number 2 and point number 8 fighting for D-Life in the dust. And right now, number 2 and 8 are fighting for D-Life. And number 8 bosses 1. So he will drop down to last place for the second time in this race. Next BS belongs to Andrew Wilson. That makes his second speed bus of the race. Marvin and Carter are both going to rest, but I'm pretty sure they're both going to continue battling for the lead. Only one team will prevail, and Wilson knows which team will get the top. And this time, Andrew Wilson goes for consecutive. Marvin Sanderson and Connor Hohen are at the home stretch. And it looks like Marvin Sanderson might have a little bit of an advantage over Connor Hohen. Looks like Marvin Sanderson is going to win this one. As number 8 takes his second speed bus for the race, Marvin Sanderson is at the finish line. Connor Hohen will have enough distance to catch up to him in time. And there you have it. Number 7 speed bus was too late. Marvin Sanderson was Andrew Wilson for the victory. Connor Hohen will come in second place. Now we follow by Andrew Wilson in third place, celebrating the victory. As the last Speedbuzz on this race will be made by OJ Upton. That makes his second Speedbuzz of the race. That'll run next time for OJ Upton, don't you think? Anyway, congratulations to Anna Wilson and Mom Santa said, yep, they done pretty well this month. Let's hope they do it again next time. We are coming back to present Week 21's main event, but right now, let's find out what this has to say. Alright, Paul, this big race for Week 21 promised to be an exciting one. That's right, it's main event time, Brandon. And we have Corey Sanchester and JJ Niemeyer as this month's returning champions. Today they'll be taking on the Gangnam Style Master Garrett Dayton and the Harlem Shake Master Alvin Kingsley. Will Corey and JJ repeat as Tag Team of the Month honors? There's only one way to find out. Good luck to our two main event teams this month here in Salem, Oregon. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a Chao race! And as Garrett Dayton goes best, we like to let you know that this week's main event is presented by Acme Supermarkets. Acme thanks all of our families and friends for donating canned goods and other grocery items to the less fortunate from this Thanksgiving season. We thank you for all your support, and we wish you best wishes for the holiday season. And right now it looks like Alvin Kingsley is going to be battling with number 2 and number 1 for the lead up in the front. JJ Niemeyer not too far behind from the pack. And let's find out who will get the first Speedbuzz on Week 21's main event. It's JJ Niemeyer who gets the first Speedbuzz on Week 21's main event, presented by Acme Supermarkets. And right now, number 7, who is getting left behind, is approaching the water, so he will gain a little bit of ground in the only one. As number 1 takes Speedbuzz number 2 this race, he doesn't want to be left behind, and so is Garrett Dayton. Corey Sanchester has reached the water, and now she will have command of the lead over his partner JJ Niemeyer. As number 8, who wakes up first now, takes the next Speedbuzz, he currently leads over the forest to a Chao to come on with 4th place. Right now, Garrett Dayton at number 7 are battling for dear life all the way back. As we approach the 1 minute mark in space, it's number 1 who will get the next Speedbuzz. That makes his second Speedbuzz of the race. And right now, number 8 is catching up to Alvin Kingsley, Corey Sanchester, and JJ Niemeyer up in the front. And who will get the next Speedbuzz? It's number 7 as JJ Niemeyer takes a sweep. That means JJ Niemeyer will have to drop down a couple of places. I think he is going to join Garrett Dayton for dear life all the way in the back. So now JJ Niemeyer has to battle with Garrett Dayton all the way in the back. Both JJ and Garrett really needs a Speedbuzz. Which one of them will get a Speedbuzz to stay alive in the game? It's Garrett Dayton. That means JJ Niemeyer will have to settle for last place. Meanwhile, Alvin Kingsley went down for the count, trying to defend the lead over Corey Sanchester. Number 7 is battling with Corey Sanchester for 2nd place. I do believe all 8 Chao are going to be busy climbing the wall. So I do believe Alvin Kingsley is going to have the next command of Speedbuzz. And yes, indeed. As he continues to keep on going, he can't forget about going to rest. He takes the next command yes, but Corey Sanchester still has a chance to let his team repeat as tagging him up on us. Will he make the miracle statement? We'll find out soon enough. Next Speedbuzz belongs to JJ Niemeyer. That makes his second Speedbuzz in the race. And here comes Corey Sanchester, making a rally to beat on Alvin Kingsley, and he manages to make the pass from Alvin Kingsley to seal the lead over for his team. And this time JJ Niemeyer goes for a second, and he will lead his team for a second tag team of honors. JJ Niemeyer lifts Corey Sanchester towards the victory on Week 21's main event, designed by Acme Markets. His partner Corey Sanchester will take second, followed by Alvin Kingsley in third. As number 8, well, the next match, yes, he will lead Garrett Dayton and number 7 in nuts. That's going to be it for the Speedbuzz for this race. So for the 2nd month in a row, Corey Sanchester and JJ Niemeyer win the Tag Team of the Month honor. See what Chao is saying. That's my call, and they'll be back in next month's Tag Team finale as they continue to hunt for a 2020 playoff bid. The women's division races are up next, but right now, let's hear what this has to say.